All right, welcome to HomeyTalks. This is Christy.
This is Jennifer.
And we are ready to tell you about selling houses in a pandemic and the craziness that is going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, we've been through some stuff. I was selling houses during the crash, and it was a hard crash right after everybody was getting that $8,000 credit back, first-time home buyer credit. I thought it was going to kill people. I kept hearing that. First-time home buyer, what do I get? A damn house?
We still get those phone calls 10 years later.
I know. First-time home buyer. I'm like, good. You passed. Got your credit.
That's all right. Christy had to deal with me buying my house. USDA loan. Getting ready to close and the government shut down.
Shut it on down.
I was calling every day.
Well,
Can I close? 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 Can I close?
every day, no, honey. No, you cannot. I will call you when the government opens. They closing parks, but they ain't closing houses.
And I didn't even know I was calling the wrong person because I should have been calling my lender, but no. I'm blowing up Christy's phone. Things you learn after being in the business.
The realtor gets called for everything. I actually had a buyer call me after we closed because he couldn't figure out where to send his rent check. He bought a house. It was a mortgage. And he called me up and he was like, I'm just gonna chop my rent check to you. And I was like, no. I don't take it. That's a bank. You're gonna send it to your bank. We were sitting right there in the closing together when they handed you the stuff. And I mean, like, for a minute there, I was like, hell, just send it. Just put a $10 fee on top of it. I'll just do it every month. Because that's the only way he's going to get there. But, people are talking about this pandemic. This is rough. This is rough stuff. Schools closed down, stuff like that. But, there's been other stuff in the past that we've gotten through. And in the housing market here, I don't know how it has been anywhere else, but our market is still rocking and rolling. We're still closing houses. The difference here is that we are starting to learn more about virtual tours. Like I did recently, I did do a virtual tour. We did the phone, and I walked through the house, and he looked at the house, through the phone. So I think this age that we are in right now in real estate, we are more equipped to handle the pandemic situation than in any other age. We do zip forms online, DocuSign. Yeah. I've closed several houses where I actually have an investor that we've sold 3 houses to. Never seen that man.
Yeah.
Never laid eyes on him. Never shook his hand. Couldn't pick him out of a crowd. Love his voice, though. Hear it, and I know that, cha-ching. He's calling. There's another house going on the market. There's so much you can do virtually. But, I would think the biggest thing with the pandemic that has been hurting the market is the sellers, really. We don't have a whole lot of inventory because sellers don't want people in their house, which is reasonable. Yeah.
Vacant houses are easy to show.
Oh, vacant houses go all day long.
And I will say, my favorite, I think, was the agent that he literally called me up. We have a computer system where we book everything through the computer system. So I booked the appointment through the computer, and I get a phone call from the agent. Said, okay, just want to let you know what my COVID procedures are. I'm like, absolutely. What's up? Well, I'm going to go through. I'm going to turn on all of the lights. I will make sure everything is ready for you. There is hand sanitizer at the door. Please be mindful, wear a mask. The home is still occupied, but I will have everything ready for you when you get there. Just unlock the box, only touch the box, and everything else will be ready. When you leave, don't worry about turning the lights off. I'll come back later. I'll sanitize the house and take care of everything for you. I thought that was awesome.
That was amazing.
That was awesome.
Well, I did a closing, closed piece of land in our COVID times. And that one was kind of weird because right now it kind of depends. It's really lawyer, whoever you go into, what their practices are. Everybody's wearing a mask right now. We got to wear a mask when we go in, which is really not a big deal. But the one that I went into, I got there a little bit early, and I was fine. I was just going to sit outside. They brought me in. They're like, no, Christy, come on in. I was like, okay. So, my buyers weren't there yet. The sellers were there, and God bless them. They were twitchy. Oh my God. They made me just anxious, because they wouldn't sit down, and the room was, I'd say it's probably about 10 by 10. Not big, not small, good size. They would not sit down. They were in the corner. the whole time. And they were literally signing, standing up way back here. And they were in this corner. And then they were steadily moving around the room like this until they made it to the door and ran out. And they were like, oh, we just got to go. And I was like, you are kidding me.
Yeah.
Why did you even show up?
Yeah.
If you were that worried about it, there is a wonderful thing called power of attorney.
Yes.
There's a wonderful thing called sign away packages. You do not have to show up. Yeah. Call me. I'll tell you how to do it.
I've done some sign
aways. They wanted to get out of the house. That's why they were there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, they shouldn't have been so freaky about it. And I know I'm a walking disease. I got 2 kids. They bring in everything to me. So I mean, yeah. If it's there, I'm gonna bring it to you. But don't act like I'm diseased.
So we've done a few parking lot signings.
Yeah, we've done that. That's good times.
Yeah.
Open air.
Open air. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some of the attorneys are actually doing buyer and seller in separate rooms. So, you go in and it's just you. Everything is sanitized. But like you said, mail-aways work really well. Sign-aways, you don't have to even show up.
Mm-mm. You can do power of attorney, have someone in the office sign on your behalf. It costs like, I don't know, maybe like $100 or $200 to draw out the paperwork. But, I mean, if you're scared of dying, I would just say $200 isn't that bad, right?
Right, exactly. Well, even pre-pandemic. Now, this has been last year, beginning of the year last year. I was power of attorney for a client, and I ended up with the flu. One and only time in my life I have ever had the flu, and I was the power of attorney.
Nice.
Called the attorney's office, said, hey, I have the flu. What do you want me to do? Their closer was awesome. She was amazing. She is a sweetheart. My husband drove me to the attorney's office. I sat in the car. I cracked the window just enough where she could slide the papers through the window. I signed them, slid them back to her, and then she slid the check through the window to me.
Done. Yeah.
Done.
And I mean, they will. It's amazing right now. People, they will make exception. I mean, people have been going out of their way to help us in this COVID time. And I mean, it sucks. All this stuff sucks, but it just goes to show you the world doesn't stop spinning.
Yeah, it's not going to slow us down. We're still out there selling.
We're still renting. We're still making repairs. We're still doing everything that has to be done. So, I mean, we still have to keep going. And
I think something that I've seen with all the virtual, people are at home in quarantine. So they're sitting online looking at pictures all day long.
Do you remember that first week when they started shutting everything down? We got the most calls to see houses.
Yeah.
And that was the first week that we weren't allowed to. Like, they pretty much shut everybody down, said, real estate stayed essential, but nobody knew what was going to happen. And so school shut down, so everything was shut down. And then our phone started ringing off the hook because people were like, well, I ain't doing nothing. I'm going to go see a house. We're like, we can't shut up. Yeah. You're not supposed to do anything. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just funny, the way things happen and the way things they turn out. But, I mean, it's, COVID, I really don't think it's, other than people, having to stay home from work. What we have seen, which was kind of odd, is that a lot of people have been upgrading too, because now they're spending more time at home. Yeah. I've gotten so many calls of friends and family calling me about, well, we're thinking about redoing our shower now. Chrissy, should I take out this bathtub? So, I mean, people are really, they started working on their houses. Now they're starting to get bigger houses. Yeah. I haven't sold so much land in my life right now. People just waiting to push that button on building, because now they're like, oh man, I'm stuck in this house. I want what I really want. So, so that's the way the market's really affected us, COVID wise. I've really gotten into wearing sweatpants a lot and t-shirts. So a lot of my clothes don't fit anymore, like most people.
Like I say, the cup holders in my car no longer hold cups. They hold bottles of hand sanitizer.
Yeah, they have hand sanitizer. Got masks for every occasion.
Oh, yeah. All my outfits, I have them matching.
I got the shield.
I haven't gotten the shield yet.
Yeah, well,
cool
kids got the shield.
Yeah.
Cool kids and asthmaticus.
Yes.
Shield. That's what you should do. We should get some printed up shields.
There
Put a
we
logo
go.
on them.
And that's something. I mean, all of our clients have been amazing through this whole thing too. I mean, we've sold several houses, and our buyers have. Everybody wears a mask. Even your inspectors come, and everybody's masked up, and everybody
wear the booties on the shoes, and I think too. I mean, it's just weird. It's been so weird not to be able to look into someone's face.
Not shaking hands has been my biggest thing.
Odd. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm starting to get the hang of it.
Celebrate.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. There's no hugs at closing.
I miss that.
Yeah.
I miss connection.
Yeah.
I do. I think most everybody does too. I miss the kids too, because we we have a lot of families that buy and sell through us, and they won't bring out the kids anymore. Yeah. So I mean that's kind of sad. You get so used to them. You got buyers and sellers with kids, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it can be nerve-wracking too. They go in and grab everything, but it's it's upsetting. You miss seeing them, and you get used to them being there, and then they're just gone. So I mean, it's an odd feeling, and I hope all this changes. I hope this isn't a new way of life for us. But if it is, we'll adapt, because that's what we do. That's what everybody does.
We've made it through a lot worse.
Made it
through a lot worse.
I don't think a lot of people even remember the government shutdowns, but I mean, it was there. I think the last one was like 4 months.
Yeah, it was a while.
Yeah, and when government shut down, I mean, you're talking about Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. You're talking about first and secondary mortgages. The mortgages shut down. Everybody shuts down. So the last one that we had during the government shutdown, we had one loan that didn't close for 4 months because, I mean, government was shut down. We couldn't close anything. Couldn't get funds freed, and everybody was sitting on their hands for a while. So, I mean, I think the American spirit, I mean, we're very resilient, and we find ways. So this will be all over with. We just have to hang in there.
Yeah, and buyers and sellers, they'll hang in there.
Yeah,
they will.
And renters, they're gonna hang in there.
Oh yeah,
they got to stop making all these crazy requests. They better let that plumber in.
Oh yeah.
If you're told,
do not overflow or do not overflow the refrigerator.
Oh my! Why? I can't believe I didn't think about this. Yeah, new situations have arose.
Yes. Multiple refrigerators have gone out because people don't know how to use them.
We have so many refrigerator issues since the pandemic. And I mean, it was overflow. Yeah. A couple of them that have went out, and they're like, what's wrong with my refrigerator? What's wrong with my refrigerator? The tech comes there and they send me a picture. And I mean, like,
you can't close the door.
How did you get this much food? Yeah. And then that's the thing we do. Like, we're like all panicking, like, oh my God, we're all going to starve. We're going to starve. No, we're not. Yeah. No, we're not. I'll tell you, my renters aren't. They got ribs. They got all this beef and everything. I was like, man, I couldn't find chicken a couple of days ago. It's because your ass bought all of it, And so when you overfill even your, and I'm talking about your freezer, if you fill it to the brink, what you do is you're clogging, there's no air circulating, so the motor's working overtime. So when the motor works overtime, then it's going to shut down the whole refrigerator, and then you lose all that food that you just jam-packed in there. Yep. And it's been happening in our rentals to the fact that we had to do clauses that said you absolutely are not to overflow your refrigerator.
And if you do, you're responsible for it.
You are responsible for it. We ain't buying no more refrigerators. Yeah. No. But that was an unexpected issue that arose from COVID. And in plumbing has come into fact because more people are home. They're home all day long. And they're apparently eating extremely well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So we've had, plumbing and refrigerators. That's been our obstacle right now. COVID wise. Other than that, we're good.
Yeah. Business as usual.
Business as usual.
There's no such thing as business as usual.
There's just, what's the next problem to fix? That's basically what it is. But yeah, so if you got any questions, anything that you would like us to answer, please just contact us at info@HomeyTalks.com and any of our social media pages. Also, giveaways, merchandise, we're giving out to people. Please share and like us, and we'll see you next time.